What's going on, everybody? We got NF Mansions. And my name is... I've been slacking on NF, but honestly, I've been slacking on reactions in general. I needed a break, but we back. Editor put in an echo effect right there. Just kidding. I am my editor. So that's why it looks like shit. Just kidding. Let's get to it. Alright, NF Mansions. And by the way, the list that I'm going off of, like I said, I'm going to do everything. But the list that I'm going off of, I will put it in the community section just so everybody can follow along. But I'm still going to do all of NF's music. But just the one I'm going off on the main timeline. Timeline like it's the MCU. You know what I mean. All right, let's go.
What's reality with all insidious is blind inception? What's reality with all these questions? Feels like I missed my alarm and slept in. Not
to keep the... I wouldn't even say it. But she kind of has like a similar like Skylar Grey mixed with... not like a Halsey, but it's very similar to like the Skylar Grey kind of sound that she brings to it, which is a good thing. She has a beautiful voice. This sounds great. Flurry. Whatever.
Broken legs, but I chase perfection. These wounds are my blank expression. My mind is a home I'm trapped in, and it's lonely inside this mansion.
Ew. I like that piano.
Yo, my mind is a house with walls, covered in lyrics, they're all over the place. The songs in the mirrors, written all over the floors, all over the chairs. And you get the uncut version of life when I go downstairs. That's where I write when I'm in a bad place and need to release, and let out the version of NF you don't want to see. I put holes in the walls with both of my fists till they bleed. You might get a glimpse of how I cope with all this anger in me. Physically abused, now that's a room that I don't want to be in. That picture ain't blurry at all, I just don't want to see it. And these walls
I think not just with him, but like with a lot of good just artists in general, they can make yes, different inflections within their voice, but they can express their emotions within, you know, in how they contort their voice and make it sound in certain parts of the song. And it's just it's impressive. And maybe it's not impressive to some people, but it is. Coming from someone who has listened to rap since he was 8 years old. And I can memorize on two hands how many people have, you know, made me pay attention just based on how they say something to, you know, look at the context differently. If that doesn't make sense, then just ignore what I just said. Never mind.
Might get a glimpse of how I cope with all this anger in me. Physically abused, now that's a room that I don't want to be in. That picture ain't blurry at all, I just don't want to see it. And these walls ain't blank, I just think I don't want to see them. But why not? I'm in here, so I might as well read them. I gotta thank you for this anger that I carry around. Wish I could take a match and burn this whole room to the ground. Matter of fact, I think I'ma burn this room right now. Somehow this memory for some reason just moved. You used to put me in the corner so you could see the fear in my eyes, then took me downstairs and beat me till I screamed and I cried. Congratulations, you'll always have a room in my mind, but I'ma keep the door shut and lock the lyrics inside.
Insidious as blind inception.
Super vivid, like with the lyrics, especially with what he's saying. I'm not gonna repeat it, but yeah, it is super vivid and giving you kind of the layout of a mansion with different rooms. I like that. I like that a lot.
What's reality with all these questions? Feels like I missed my alarm and slept in. Broken legs, but I chase perfection. These walls are my blank expression. My mind is a home I'm trapped in, and it's lonely inside this mansion. Inside this mansion.
Yo, my mind is a house with walls covered in pain. See, my problem is I don't fix things, I just try to repaint, cover them up like it never.
That was tough. You weren't gonna slip that by me, especially with the beat coming in and that just like soft layered piano is tough. And I might have missed it had I not known that you were gonna try to sneak something in there, NF.
Inside this mansion.
Yo, my mind is a house with walls covered in pain. See, my problem is I don't fix things, I just try to repaint, cover them up like.
I don't try to fix things, I just want to repaint. Simple, but to the point and within the theme. That's one of those. Like, it's simple, but it's not. If you're writing along with the theme of the song and what's being said, I could see a lot of people bypassing that line and just be like, oh, that's cool. It fits with the theme, and then kind of ignoring it. Not me, sir.
Inside this mansion.
Yo, my mind is a house with walls covered in pain. See, my problem is I don't fix things, I just try to repaint, cover them up like it never happened. Say I wish I could change. Are you confused?
And then just real quick, for the people that still, at this point, you've heard it twice and you still don't think he said anything. I don't try to fix things, I just try to repaint. You don't ever try to get over the issues that you have, the trauma, whatever the case may be. You just try to gloss it over, just, pretend it didn't happen. However you cope with it, and just basically where the end result is, you ignore it, you pretend it didn't happen, but it's still there. Okay, because I know there's always one. There's always one.
Views, come upstairs and I'll show you what I mean. This one's full of regrets, just keeps getting fuller it seems. Moment I walk into, it's the same moment that I wanna leave. I get sick to my stomach every time I look at these things, but it's hard to look past when this is the room where I sleep. I look around, one of the worst things I wrote on these walls was the moment I realized that I was losing my mom. And one of the first things I wrote was I wish I would've called, but I should just stop now, we ain't got enough room in this song. And I regret the fact that I struggle trying to find who I am, and I lie to myself and say I do the best that I can. Shrug it off like it ain't nothing like.
I lie to myself and say that I do the best that I can. I bet that was probably overlooked too. And this is an old song. And maybe it's not overlooked, but I feel like at one point it was. But that line is tough. Because then you have to look at yourself. You have to look at yourself and admit what's going on, and you can either accept it, ignore it, move on, whatever the case is. That's tough. I think a lot of people can relate to it. I can.
Ain't got enough room in this song. And I regret the fact that I struggle trying to find who I am, and I lie to myself and say I do the best that I can. Shrug it off like it ain't nothing, like it's out of my head, and get ticked off whenever I see it affecting my plans. And I regret watching these trust issues eat me alive, and at the rate I'm going, I'll probably still be there when I die. Congratulations, you'll always have a room in my mind. The question is, will I ever clean the walls off in time? Oof.
Insidious as blind inception. What's reality with all these questions? Feels like I missed my alarm and slept in.
Her voice is beautiful though.
Slept in. Broken legs, but I chase perfection. These walls are my blank expression. My mind is a home I'm trapped in, and it's lonely.
And I know I'm smiling a lot. I just like how it's put together. Like, there's like a contrast of how haunting the piano is in a way, if that makes sense to you. And then her voice, even though there is like we'll just use the same word. I'm not trying to think of words to pretend I'm smart. I'm not. But like kind of her voice, being a little haunting as well, it's still beautiful. Like her voice is very pretty. And it's just the contrast of it is, it's unique and it's interesting, which is, that's kind of what you need in music. So, no, I like this a lot.
Legs, but I chase perfection. These walls are my blank expression. My mind is a home I'm trapped in, and it's only inside this mansion. Inside this mansion.
So this part of my house, no one's been in it for years. I built the safe room and I don't let no one in there. Cause if I do, there's a chance that they might disappear and not come back. And I admit, I am emotionally scared to let anyone inside. So I just leave my door.
Hold up. That's
Only
tough.
inside this mansion. Inside this mansion.
So this part of my house, no one's been in it for years. I built the safe room and I don't let no one in there. Cause if I do, there's a chance that they might disappear and not come back. And I admit, I am emotionally scared to let anyone in.
That's tough. Even though, and I can look at that and see it as, a very interesting way at looking at, a person's mindscape. Even though me and you and you and you and everyone watching this can have their own idea on how we should deal with things and get over traumas, etc. There's something about seeing the strategy in which, because it is, and not to make it like a game because it's not, but there is a strategy that goes into it. Like, I'm going to block this part out of my, my psyche, my personality, so that it doesn't affect all the other good things. Or, I'm just going to hide this part of myself so that I don't have to relive it. It's just very interesting. It is, and especially because he also follows through with because they might disappear, and that's a very real thing. I like, from myself, I can just say, like, for a long time I dealt with like a lot of, I wouldn't say mommy issues, but I had friends that, quoted as that and made fun of it. And it's okay. I can deal with the jokes, and they know that I could, which is okay. But there was a long time where I faulted, just women in general for the sins of my mother, or whatever the case is. We'll just generalize it, say mommy issues. And, yeah, I can see that a lot, and I could see where I've done things like that. And just to compare it, like, I know a lot of people have that thing, it's not the mommy issue, it's not the daddy issue. It could be whatever it is, and you feel like hiding it is the best course of action, so that people don't leave because you're scared, because that was the initial result of why you feel that way. I it's just, it's interesting to me. I hope that doesn't sound like not caring at all. It's interesting to see how people deal with certain things and try to get over it. And yeah, it just interesting. And I like the way he's putting it, because it's very honest, and I like that a lot.
So I just leave my doors locked. You might get other doors to open up, but this door's not. Cause I disappear and not come back. And I admit, I am emotionally scared to let anyone inside. So I just leave my doors locked. You might get other doors to open up, but this door's not. Cause I don't want you to have the opportunity to hurt me. And I'll be the only person that I can blame when you desert me. I'm barricaded inside, so stop watching. I'm not coming to the door, so stop knocking. Stop knocking. I'm trapped.
Isn't that such a, and I'm sorry for pausing. I'm listening, trust me. Isn't that such an interesting way of blaming you for what you might do because you hear or you might take advantage of what I've done before I've even told you that it's happened, but I'm already blaming you for you doing what you haven't done. Man, but it's real. It is real. I've done it. It's real. It's real, but it's just crazy how that works. Yikes.
Person that I can blame when you desert me. I'm barricaded inside, so stop watching. I'm not coming to the door, so stop knocking. Stop knocking. I'm trapped here. God keeps saying I'm not locked. I chose this. I am lost in my own conscience. I know that shutting the world out ain't solving the problem, but I didn't build this house because I thought it would solve them. I built it because I thought that it was safer in there, but it's not. I'm not the only thing that's living in here. Fear came to my house years ago.
I didn't build this house because I thought it would solve them, because I thought it was safer in here. I could see how this might seem like just an interesting concept to some people, but this has a through line that makes sense all the way through and explains all the... I like this one. All.
Because I thought it would solve them. I built it because I thought that it was safer in there, but it's not. I'm not the only thing that's living in here. Fear came to my house years ago. I let him in. Maybe that's a problem, because I've been dealing with this ever since. I thought that he would leave, but it's obvious he never did. He must have picked a room and got comfortable and settled in. Now I'm in a position it's either sit here and let him win or put him back outside where it came from, but I never can. Cause in order to do that, I'd have to open the doors. Is that me or the fear talking? I don't know anymore.
Oh. Kind of got the goose pimples.
Inside this mansion.
Damn. That might be my favorite all around that I've heard. I know I've only done like 4, but dude, all around, that just got me thinking. Not that I had to like think about things I haven't thought of before, but putting it in a way that maybe I wouldn't have put it, and thinking of it in a way that, obviously I wouldn't have thought of. Everybody has a different brain. I don't want to say it's because it's not simple, but he's putting it, he's painting it in, which is kind of genius in simple terms, so people can understand a very complex way of how the brain works. When traumatic things happen, we want to block it out, and then if we don't deal with it, it tends to affect us in the future. I am not a smart guy, trust me. I just looked a lot into this. It's very interesting to me, and this is, man, I like this. It's a very interesting song. And I think I would, this is one of those ones I think I would catch something new every time. All right, yeah, you got me. This is a good one. I like this. I mean, they're all been good so far, but I think this is my favorite. I'm not even gonna lie. Besides the first one, but I think that was a combination of video, song, whatever. This is just the song. Imagine if there was a video to this. That would be insane. Oh, dude. We should convince him to do a video. Just kidding. Kind of kidding. Anyway, this was... I like this one. This one had me thinking. Anyway, Subscribers, y'all are the best. If you're not subscribed, please do. My bad, it threw me off. I saw this bruise. This is not going away. Anyway, if you're not subscribed, please do. Y'all are the best. I'm going to be doing more NF. This week, or last week when you're watching this, it was a crazy week for me. And I'm getting back on schedule, so we're good. Everybody have a safe week. Stay safe. Take care. Love y'all. I mean that. Every one of y'all. Have a good week. Peace.